Vine was making dinner for him for the last time, so she selected the dishes that are his favorite. She made them with tears because even if he hurt her a lot, she is never going to see him ever again. So she was a little sad. She won't be able to make food for him, argue with him, or sleep with him anymore. But then she remembers that how he used to come home late, never had time for her, or he didn't want to give her time because he doesn't like her. She thought that it's better to be separated than staying in a loose relationship that can break at any time. She served the dishes on the table with a cake in the middle that she made with her own hands. She didn't want to order her last cake with him. She wanted to remember this moment. On the cake, she wrote, "Happy birthday, June," and a small "I'm sorry" below it. Beside the cake, she put the gift that she arranged for Jungkook on his birthday, divorce papers. She put them on the table and decided to give it to him while having a lot of courage in her heart. Vine, it's okay, Vine. You're doing it for him. He will be free after this, and I won't be a burden anymore. She was lost in her thoughts that she heard the door opening, making her attention close to it. She was a little surprised as to how he is home early today, because he never does that, even on his birthday. She came to him to greet him. She felt bad for him when she saw his happy face. He was happier than ever before today. She doesn't get the reason. He came to her and hugged her. Fine. Happy birthday, Jungkook. May you live for 100 years and may no one hurts you. Like me. She said, like me, in a low tone so that he doesn't hear. Jungkook, thank you so much, Vine. You don't know what I did today. I'm so happy. I can't wait to show you. Let's cut the cake first and then I'll tell you. Fine. Can't you tell me now? You might not get the chance after cutting the cake. Jungkook, what nonsense are you saying? Why wouldn't I get the chance to talk to my wife? Now let's cut the cake. I'm so excited to look at my gift too. Vine felt bad for him. She looked down and followed him to the table. They light up the candles. Jungkook made a wish that he never gets separated from Vine, and that Vine never gets hurt. He blew out the candles and cut the cake while Vine sang birthday song for him. He fed her the cake and put a little on her nose. Vine laughed and they shared giggles with each other. He looked at the dishes when Vine opened their lids. His mouth opened and filled with water. Jungkook, wow, they're all my favorite. Oh my god, today is actually the best day of my life. Jungkook, but I'll eat them after taking a look on my gift. So where is it? Fine. Jungkook, I want to talk to you. Jungkook, no, do it later. First give me that gift, or did you not prepare it? Fine. Jungkook, get serious for a second. What the hell are you so excited about? Could you not have been happy today? Why are you so happy today, of all the days? Jungkook's smile disappeared as he said, Fine, what's wrong? It's okay if you didn't prepare the gift, but don't ruin the mood, at least today. Vine stood up and went to get the papers, while Jungkook couldn't understand what happened to her all of a sudden. She was always so cheery and happy in front of him. He was thinking about it that Vine appeared with the papers in her hand and looked at Jungkook with guilty and desperate eyes. Fine. Here's your gift. She handed him the papers. He opened them and his eyes widened and heart broken into pieces. Jungkook, what is this? Fine. This is such a terrible joke. Don't do it today, please. Fine. This is not a joke. You should have expected this when you behaved with me like that all the time. Why are you saying it's a joke? If I'm a burden to you, then just leave me. Why do you keep holding me back? You should be happy after seeing the papers. After hearing her, he fell on his knees and let out a cough. Jungkook, is that what you think of me? Is that what I made you feel like? Why do you think I would be happy after seeing the papers? Fine, why? Am I not a burden to you? You always come home late. We never had a chance to spend a night together, to do what a couple would do at night. You didn't even have time to talk to me. I wanted to plan a baby with you, but never got the chance to talk to you about it. Fine, I wanted to make happy memories with you, spend time with you, but it looks like you don't want the same. It looks like I'm not your wife, but just a burden to you. Jungkook smiled, wiping his tears. He said, so that's the reason. He kept sitting on his knees and held her hand as he said, fine, I'm so really sorry that it happened, but I promise I will fix it. It will never happen again. Don't just leave me like that. How will I live? Fine. Jungkook, you can't convince me otherwise. We already had this talk before when you promised that you won't do it ever again. This time, I'm actually leaving you and letting you free. She started walking away as she said, you can sign the papers after you sober up and then send me. She started walking towards the door, but Jungkook got up and held her hand as he said, fine, wait. You can't just go. You didn't know the reason. At least let me explain. Fine. You will do the same talks that we had before. Leave my hand. I don't want to hear anything. He came in front of her, making her stop. Fine. What childish behavior is that? Move away. Jungkook looked in her eyes and then took off his shirt. Vine was frustrated first that what he is doing now. But when she saw him, her eyes widened. She put her palm on her opened mouth when she saw the tattoo of her name on his chest. It was beautifully written with a heart after her name. Jungkook, that's why I was so happy today, because I wanted to give you this surprise. She looked at him and his eyes were red from the fear of losing her. She felt truly guilty. She touched his chest where her tattoo was. She had tears in her eyes when she asked him, what is this? Why did you do it? It must have hurt a lot. Jungkook, that pain was not even closer to when you handed me those papers. He came closer to her and said, Vine, I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry this time. I won't break my promise this time. I will give you time too. We will have a lot of kids. We will have a lot of happy memories when we are old. Thank you for making me realize this. I too realized that I was really dwelled up in my work. I promise I'll be good to you and give you whatever you want. Just forgive me this time. Fine. You idiot. Don't say any more. That tattoo was enough to assure me that you are genuine this time. And I'm sorry too that I made you feel like that on your birthday. I should have waited for you. Jungkook shook his head as he said, no, rather I'm thankful that you made me realize that I have a wife too. And no matter how hard things are at work, I should give you time too. Jungkook spoke. No matter what happens, even if she tries to leave me, I won't tell her what happened to her parents, and will never tell her why I used to come home late and never had time for her. I will get hurt, I will take it all for her, but will never hurt her. Thank God she didn't get to know that how her parents were conned by loan sharks and how they almost ended up in jail. Thank God her parents asked me for help instead of her. Fine. I couldn't come home because I was busy with lawyers, policemen, and those loan sharks the whole day. I worked day and night to find hard evidence that they were conned and they didn't deserve to go to prison. And I made her parents not to tell her. As long as she doesn't know anything, it's fine. But I realized it's my mistake too. I didn't want to hurt her by telling her the incident of her parents, but I still hurt her by not giving her the time she deserved. Now that the court has declared them innocent today, I am so happy and finally got the time to print the tattoo. JK's pop ended. Vine smiled and hugged Jungkook, giving him all her love. They had a warm and genuine hug, mixed with love after ages. They felt safe with each other. Jungkook broke the hug and said, "Let's go to our room. I'll give you a lot of time today." He giggled and then held her hand. He took her to his room. "Fine, wait, what about the food?" Jungkook, "Leave it. I'll have that later. I'm finally free today. I want to spend this time with you." "Fine. Free? Free of what?" Jungkook, "Nothing. Where is my reward?" "Fine. What reward? What did you do?" He was talking about the thing that he did for her parents, but he didn't tell her. Instead, he said, "I made this tattoo of your name. Don't I deserve a reward for this?" "Fine. Oh, I will reward you with a kiss." She kissed him on his forehead while giggling. Jungkook scoffed and then said, "You call this a reward? I thought you wanted to have kids. Is this how you will make kids? You thought it was this easy? Fine. Is it not?" Jungkook, "You cunning woman. You know everything and now trying to be innocent with me." He picked her from her waist and put her on the bed, lying right upon her. Vine, "What trying? I'm innocent." Jungkook, "Oh really?" He tickled her on the waist, to which she giggled. Fine, stop. Jungkook, "Let's see what you say after tonight." Fine, be careful. I might shock you. Jungkook's mouth opened as he said, "You cunning woman." "I knew it." Both giggled and finally had a wild night after ages.